It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by AgileDad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. All right, so someone thought it would be fun to make me triggered this week. Someone just sent me a link to an article. I'm not even going to say who the article's by because I read it and I was appalled, shocked, and just floored. The name of the article has to do with understanding the difference between Agile and Scrum. That's all I'm going to say. The shocking part for me was where the article took this and some of the descriptions it gave right out of the gate. So I'm going to try to allude to part of the article for you. And I'm going to try to give you some insight into the article, but I want you to pay close attention to where it goes. So check this out. Ready? Here we go. So it starts off, learn the key differences between Agile and Scrum to help you understand how these two popular project management frameworks can help you succeed. Get started right now. Okay. There you go. So right out of the gate, they call it two frameworks. I'm like, okay, well, so let me read on. Let me make sure we're going in the right direction. So two of the most frequently used approaches for software development and project management are Agile and Scrum. Okay. Agile is an approach to project management where Scrum is kind of an Agile methodology. Owing to the similarities between them, you may get perplexed among them occasionally since Agile and Scrum come in handy for common usage. Both of them are frequently used identically. However, there are significant differences between them. I'm like, okay. And I love this. It says Agile is a principle or approach to project management, and it tends to fulfill a goal in tiny increments. And then it says Scrum refers to an agile methodology intended to build products in an environment sensitive to change. Let's pause there. So, right out of the gate, they've defined these two things incorrectly. Agile is a mindset, Scrum is a framework. Let's try that again. Agile is a mindset, Scrum is a framework. Agile is a way we process information effectively and make decisions about what we're going to do and how we're going to handle different types of work in the workplace. Agile is taking work through ideation, discovery, delivery, and release. That is Agile. Scrum is a framework for delivering high quality products and services. If you break it down that way, it makes it so much easier. One is an overarching main system of thought process that allows you to create a mindset where you can successfully deliver or implement products and services that are software or non-software related. Agile is a giant roadmap that contains everything from dynamic systems development method to Agile unified process to Crystal to Clear to Lean to Kanban to Scrum to extreme programming to you name it. If it's there, Kaizen, design thinking, and Mikado method, any of those things, those are all part of Agile. They're all part of having an Agile delivery mindset. So if you let the Agile delivery mindset describe to you all of the different tools in a toolkit that you can use to successfully build products and services, it makes it a lot easier and a lot better than just isolating and saying, Scrum, where did they say it? They said Scrum was a kind of an Agile methodology. I'm like, oh my goodness. I just don't know if I could be any more embarrassed by that description. And I think that's probably the summary of the whole thing. That description just floored me. But then they go on to talk about how different development processes in Agile and Scrum during software development are good or bad. And they talk about phases in the first phase and the second phase and the third phase. I'm just going, holy cow. I don't know what book this person was reading or what class they attended or how they were trying to approach this, but I'll start by saying there aren't phases to Scrum. I will say that there are 4 implementation mindsets to fulfill Agile, but I definitely don't think they're phases. And I guess you could argue that ideation, discovery, delivery, and release are all phases. but it's a mindset. Those four things put together make a mindset, and they incorporate thoughts behind UI and UX. So, from a design perspective, they incorporate things from discovery and identification of personas and mapping. They even incorporate some traditional mindset things like risk log management and how we're going to create a lightweight product charter, or a quick review of what we're going to do. And I think that if you look at Scrum as a lightweight delivery framework, and yes, it does incorporate sprints and releases and sprint reviews and retrospectives and product backlogs and sprint backlogs, but in no way is it a heavy laden process. It doesn't give you a set of instructions: thou must do this, thou must not do this. I think that we should spend more time focusing on creating and energizing a product backlog that can be easily consumable, and less time about arguing over frameworks versus processes and the key differences. What we need to understand, if you're trying to pull this all together, so let me pull this all together for you because I want to do it in the next 60 seconds. I've already dumped the article. So here it is. In the next 60 seconds, I want to break this down for you. Here we go. If you are brand new and trying to figure this out, the first thing you need to do is ask yourself the question, why Agile? What are we trying to achieve? And I would challenge you to use the GROW method. What is our goal? What are we trying to achieve? Are we trying to build a brand new product or service? Are we trying to eliminate debt? Are we trying to find a more efficient way of building things? What is our goal? What are we trying to do? What is our reality? And how far away are we from that goal? And I think that if we compare the goal to the reality, it's going to help us identify what options or opportunities we have. And then from there, it's what will we commit to do? And if you look at Agile more holistically as a mindset, and you look at it as a way to navigate through the thought process of ideation, discovery, delivery, and release, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to pull this all together and say, now I can choose. And I think that a lot of people get confused because they want to jump straight in and we're going to do pure Scrum because we want to be successful, or we're going to do pure Lean. And it doesn't always work that way, right? That's not always the answer. So I think the key here is for us to understand that while Scrum is good, Scrum is great. I'm a Scrum trainer. I love it. Scrum is the hub. It's a central focus of how we are going to establish a framework that we can build around in order to achieve all four of those needed things to successfully deliver a product or service. I think if we start there and start with the why Scrum, why Agile, what are we trying to achieve, use Grow to figure it out. Let Scrum be the hub of what we're trying to do and build around it. That's when you're going to find that you can be successful with Agile. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at AgileDad.com. We would love to talk to you. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.